Hey everybody, welcome back to the One Stop Podcast. As always, it's Brianna and Lindy. And today we get to open up season two. So this is a big day.
Season 2, baby.
I did not think we would get here. Here we are.
I know it's been a long time coming. It's almost our first year anniversary as a podcast. We have a lot to talk about today, but we're going to keep it short and sweet too.
And we have a lot of really cool things for you guys to look out for. So without further ado, Lindy, if you do the honors, I have to
Bless
sneeze.
you. Some things have
Sorry.
not changed, and it's Brie and her sneezing.
My allergies. It's Texas,
Yeah.
man.
Um,
Gonna kill
so
me.
on the podcast now, it is just going to be us two, which you mostly saw us two last year, but like officially now, it's just going to be us two. And every now and then we might have an honorary third member. Hello, Kitty. As I'm talking
Like
about an
this one.
honorary third member, there it is, the cat. But yeah, so we also made the official decision that instead of just being an F1 podcast, we're also now going to cover IndyCar too. So we're going to pivot and become an IndyCar and F1 podcast, but our name will stay the same, the One Stop Podcast, because now we're covering both F1 and Indy. So we are a one stop for all the news that you need. Just not NASCAR, but that's okay.
No shade to NASCAR.
No shade to NASCAR. It's just we're
We
not covering that.
we're just not covering that right
Yeah.
now. I do love the marketing. That was perfect. So you'll see actually some new stuff on the Instagram, a little bit of a rebrand, a little bit of a refresh. Everybody needs a little
Yeah.
refresh. It's a new season.
We have a lot of rebranding to do right now.
Yeah, but it's fun. We're having
Oh,
fun
I'm
with it.
excited.
Yeah, it's great. So with that shift to like IndyCar, we got our first IndyCar invitation to attend a race recently, and that race was the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete.
Mm-hmm.
We had a blast.
The most fun. I honestly wish that I could relive it over and over again.
Oh, same. I think every day when we got to the hotel, we came home covered in dirt and grime and exhaust from the cars because we were in the pit lane, just hanging out, nerding out over the cars, and having
Yeah.
the best time.
Like my feet were killing me by the end of each day. We had both walked like 8 miles. We were hot, sweaty, like we're not even hungry, just straight up thirsty. But at the end of every day at the hotel, we were both like, today was so fun. We're so grateful. Like, are we like really here right now experiencing all this? But at the same time, like the exhaustion was worth it. Even when we got a little snappy at each other because we were tired and like thirsty and hot and just everything was hurting, we were still
Everything.
having so much fun. And we both knew that like the little snappy tidbits were never at each other, but just us being overwhelmed. But it was like a good overwhelm. Bless you.
I'm dying, you guys. Actually, yeah. I agree with you. It was fun, and I knew I was gonna get like hangry at one moment or two. I also didn't know how well I was gonna do walking around and being out in the heat for that long because of what I was recently dealing with
Mm-hmm.
right before St. Pete's. I didn't know how my body was going to handle it, but I mean, honestly, that feeling of like, are we here? Are we doing this was like so real. I was so happy just to be alive and living a dream. It was just amazing.
Yeah, and St. Pete was very like stir of the moment, like last minute. And I think that's what officially made us decide, like, okay, we're now going to start covering IndyCar because this weekend has quite literally changed our lives. Like, all the
Yeah.
interviews we did, all the people we met on the teams, and just like from St. Pete and drivers, just everyone, so many people that we met and so many connections were made, new friendships. Like, the accessibility in IndyCar, like, F1 cannot even
Out the roof.
compare.
Out the roof. I don't even know if F1 realizes if they did give access how much more they would skyrocket in terms of
Yeah.
favorability with fans. Because, I mean, where else are you just going to roll up and just like, hey, Will Buxton, talk to whoever you want, like, have a good conversation with the guy about like random life stuff and like really get in the action.
Yeah, being in the pit lane too, like you can't do that in F1, seeing the cars up close. like IndyCar versus F1, you can't really do that unless like you're in the garage. Like then
Yeah.
having garage access, paddock access, just being able to
Hmm.
go up to a driver and just straight up be like, "Hey, how's your day going?" Like you
Yeah,
could
that
not
would be
do that
really
in
nice.
F1, which no shade at all to F1, but like the comparisons are just really crazy. But we had a
Yeah.
blast, honestly. And I mean, yeah, I obviously we're gonna have just as much fun at an F1 race, but IndyCar is like
Yeah, we are.
really something special.
I love IndyCar. It's got a little place in my heart now. It was there, but now it's like grown, like the Grinch's
Yeah,
heart
it's
at the end
like
of the
full
movie.
blown obsessed.
Yeah, like I'm now in a relationship with IndyCar.
Mentally dating
Mentally
IndyCar.
dating IndyCar. Yeah, that's definitely what's happening right now. Um,
Shifted from 20 boys being our heads to now like 40 something, almost 50 boys in our head.
a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot to keep up there and keep straight. Oh my
Our
gosh.
weekends are now literally fully booked, and our
You
sleep
said
schedule
that, and
is trash.
my brain just was like, oh yeah. No, there's a couple races I've already had a mentee be about. I think Monaco is one of them. How am I supposed to watch Monaco and IndyCar at the same time? Because IndyCar starts an hour after Monaco starts, and there's
Oh
a couple
no.
races that happened this year like that. And I'm like, please.
You're gonna have a computer with
I'm gonna have to have like so
one
many
live stream
multi-viewer
going, a phone
screens,
with another live stream going, like
live,
multi-view.
live threading everything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's gonna be intense. But I'm I'm kind of here for it. The double duty. I'm here
Yeah,
for it.
I
So,
love it.
St. Peter side. What's next for us?
Miami.
Miami, baby. Oh
Yeah,
my
so
gosh.
St. Pete was something that we just did, but now something that has always been in the works for a while, but we had to take a break from Miami. We're
Yeah.
very excited for F1 Miami.
Yes, we are. McLaren. I just want to talk. Real talk.
Yeah,
We hung out with Arrow. Okay. Hung out with Arrow. Love Arrow. They were awesome. We want to hang out with you too. Um, also, it's our anniversary that weekend. The same weekend Lando has his first anniversary of winning his maiden F1 win. Miami's a special place.
yeah,
Um, so like let's like hang a bit because twinversaries are cute.
yeah, something sentimental. Like
Yeah.
St. Pete was my first IndyCar race. F1 Miami is going to be my first F1 race. It's like this is the year for first of many
Mm-hmm.
things. Our first
First
driver
year.
interviews, first like
Yeah.
paddock access, garage access, hanging out with teams access. Like, let's just keep the ball rolling here with like
First
the
race
first of
invites.
many. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now
Yeah,
we
this
have
year's
like
the both.
two race
Yeah.
invites, and who knows what else is on the horizon for us.
I hope some more fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you want to make it sentimental, McLaren, we are a size paddock pass. We are size garage tour, like some thoughtful
LOL.
ideas for an anniversary gift. Just gonna throw them out there.
Took me a minute to realize when you said we are size paddock pass that you were not talking about clothes, but yeah,
No.
more like a necklace.
Yeah, more like a necklace. I like my necklaces. So I'm trying to collect some more this year. We've started our collection. I can't wait to see how many more that we can get this year. Just because they're cool experiences to look back on.
Yeah. But as far as
So,
Miami goes, like we're very excited. We have a Lando
mhm,
landing in the works. A little bit about that is it will be Friday practice day. At turn one, it'll be all day
mhm,
so people can come and go as they please. We'll have a huge Lando flag so you can't miss it. We're gonna have everyone sign it, and we're gonna try to get it to Lando somehow. Ellen for Edmonds, this is where you hopefully come in. If you can get it to him for us, if you stop by Lando Landing, that would be great. We're gonna be
mhm,
trading like so many cute accessories, bracelets, stickers, like bedazzled glasses,
mhm.
like everything, you name
The
it.
girly
People are bringing
stuff,
so many things.
the fun stuff, the part about being like F1 girls that makes it fun.
Yeah.
That's all going to be at Lando Landing and just kind of celebrating being together.
Yeah, a community where girls can be girls and
Community.
it's safe and
Yes.
it's fun and you don't have to worry about people like being like, oh, look at them being girls who like racing.
Right. Lando's they're fans of Lando because he's hot or something, the line that they always use.
Hmm.
Also, boys, you are welcome to come hang out with the girlies. Everyone is welcome. We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
Please, 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 anybody who comes, try to remember. I know because I forgot at Coda myself. I even brought it with me and left it in the car in the parking lot. Bring something for the sun, sunglasses,
Hmm.
hat, umbrella. It gets hot out there, okay? And we don't need anybody
Hat,
to get feeling upset, sick.
sunscreen, bring
So
your liquid IV.
bring your liquid IV. Bring it. It's going to be needed. And yeah, sunscreen, please, because Lindy got burnt to a crisp in St. Pete and learned a
For the
very
first time
valuable
ever.
lesson.
Yeah, literally a week after St. Pete, I had like the sunburn setting in, which it never peeled, but it was very red and like kind of sensitive, I'd say. That was my first time ever
Mm-hmm.
being sunburnt. Then my scalp was peeling so bad, and I was like, this is disgusting, but my scalp was sunburnt too. And so that last day, what I had to buy an arrow hat. I kept my
Yeah.
sunglasses on. I actually had you put sunscreen on me, like things I have never
That
had to
was
do
so
before.
funny.
And St. Pete was like really good weather, and but it had
Yeah.
like a cast over, and that's where it gets you. Whereas Miami, it's going to be brutally hot and you're going to know it's hot and sunny.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be even more careful because before you know it, you'll be dropped, passed out on the floor if you're not taking that liquid IV and keeping yourself like cooled down at times.
Yeah, for
Take
sure.
breaks, rest.
Take breaks. Take breaks where you get a nice view, so that way you can do double.
Mm-hmm.
You can do multitask.
Two birds
Find
with
a
one
good little
stone.
spot. Yeah, because honestly, yeah, no, literally when you go there, Lindy, you're gonna be blown away because your first F1 race. I know you heard IndyCar engines, but when you hear that F1 car startup, it's something else. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I can't wait. That first day and a half of IndyCar, I was like, I might actually have to wear these earplugs. Then the last day and a half of IndyCar, I was like, you know what? I don't need the earplugs. I'm used to it. But you said that F1 cars are even louder, so I
Yeah,
cannot imagine, but I'm
it's a
very
different pitch.
pumped.
Different pitch. Yeah, at the end of the first day, and this is always me anytime I'm at a track, at the end of the first day, my migraine wants to get triggered. It doesn't, like
Mm,
it starts to get triggered, and then I have to, counteract it. But by the end of the first day, I swear when we were walking over to cross over the track and they were doing the last race of the day, and
I
we were
hated
leaving,
that.
and they went underneath us while we were over them. I legitimately felt the the sound. I felt it just like hitting me and slapping me in the face. Like
Yes, it's like it literally vibrates and like enters your body. I
yeah,
was
and I
like,
was just
I
like
don't think I like this. It's like,
yeah.
look, you freaking me out.
Yeah, no, it's just because it was a lot of sound and we dealt with it for so many hours. But
Hmm.
it always calms down after that first day. But yes, wear your ear protection, people. Don't
Yeah. And
don't don't be like us.
it's not taboo. People are not going to laugh at you because you're protecting your ears. Like, would you rather protect your ears or lose your hearing? Like, that's what's at stake.
Yeah, and I'm already like half deaf, so F1.
Let's talk about the season. Australia's coming up.
What are your predictions? Because I have a lot of opinions.
I don't know. I feel like I'm already doing a lot of talking. Do you want to go first?
Oh
I also
gosh.
just kind of want
Okay.
to hear your
I knew you were gonna do
predictions,
this to
hot
me.
takes
I
for
knew
Australia
it.
first.
Oh, okay. Australia hot takes.
Well, what if we did Australia hot takes first and then just how you're feeling about the season to come in general?
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Australia hot takes for me. Max is not gonna place as high as people are thinking.
Yeah, I agree.
I, and this is coming from me, okay? So you know that this is, when I say this, you're gonna be shocked. I feel a double papaya podium.
Listen, I would be so pumped for that.
I do. I know last year was a double Ferrari, but this year I do feel a double papaya. I feel like Lando is going to win the
Mm.
first race. And I never
You have
willingly just
never
like
thought
give
that
up
before. Yeah.
Lando as a winner because I want to see how he does in the car and everything first. But I do feel like he's coming in ready. I know Oscar is always ready, and I feel like out of the rookies, my eyes are not on Jack. My eyes are not on Liam. My eyes are on Isaac.
Really?
Yes. I have a really good feeling about Isaac, and Pierre Gasly is gonna have a strong showing. Those are my hot takes for Australia so far.
I don't think they're too hot. I don't think mine are too hot either. Like, I am feeling a strong McLaren drive for this weekend, but I also think
Hmm.
Ferrari's going to do really well too. I think Max will do fine, like he always does. Like, Max always does great,
Right,
but I mean, in a lot of interviews, he's been like, I don't know how I feel about this RB car this year. Like, I
right.
don't know if we've got what it takes. And I'm interested to see how Liam adjusts to the car. Um, I think George is probably going to do fine, you know. I'm looking at Kimmy and I'm looking at Ollie, and I think
Hmm.
that they're going to do well. Um, and it's supposed to storm this weekend, right? Like it's going to
Yes,
rain.
it's supposed to on Sunday. I I don't know how they're gonna do in the wet. We all saw Brazil. Brazil was a whole nother story. Okay, Brazil
Yeah.
was like a monsoon just came through, but like this is supposed to be some interesting rain because of the what? There's a typhoon or something. What? Not a
Is
typhoon.
there?
There's
I have
a
no idea.
there's something out there. It's a big, big, big storm around Australia that everybody was watching. But yeah, I'm a little nervous about the rookies on wet.
When I heard at
It's
first,
true.
like, okay, so far so good, it's dry.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
I have strong faith in all the rookies. I think they're gonna do awesome. And then everyone's like, no, torrential downpour. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm scared there's gonna be some poor sweet boys DNFing. And like, yeah, it's Oscar's race. It's Jack's home race. And Jack, what, already has that clause where it's like first five races if he doesn't do
Yep.
too hot. Alpine's stacked up list of reserve drivers and Franco are coming for his spot.
Yeah.
And I just want I think I want all the rookies to have a fair chance and to show what they've got and not get replaced too soon.
It's F1 though,
It's
baby.
cutthroat, yeah.
It's F1. There's only one Formula One for a reason.
Hmm.
Man, I agree with you though. I do think Ferrari is going to do fairly well. I just don't know where to place them at the moment. My heart wants to say that they're going to take it all, but I really just want Lewis in his first race to show above P7. If he can be in the top five, I'm going to be pretty happy
Yeah.
considering he is still learning the new car and still
I
learning
mean,
Italian, and that team operates so differently from Mercedes.
top five, I could see Lewis in top five. I mean, if we're looking at how things were last year and how things are evolving this year, like
Hmm.
McLaren has stated before that they usually don't come in really strong at the beginning of the season, and this year they
Right.
are after just winning, the constructors. So I think obviously McLaren's like at the top. I think Charles and Ferrari like they're going to be doing fine, great as usual.
Hmm.
But I mean, I do think obviously you switch to a new team, a new car, it takes time to adjust. But I think like Lewis is a vet. Like he knows what he's doing. I think he'll be fine. I think George will be fine. Kimmy, we'll see how Kimmy does, but also I'm thinking about like Pierre and Carlos. Like Pierre, the last half of last season was doing really well, like driving his butt off, and I have faith in Carlos and Williams this year. Like I don't know if I would say like podium faith, but I think that they've got a lot in the works.
I
Like
see
they're trying
P8
to wing.
for him.
I would, yeah, I would say, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
up
because
to
of
like
Williams.
P8, P9, like
Yeah,
definitely in the points.
yeah, for sure in the points. But yeah, that's kind of where we're on the same page.
Yeah,
Australia,
for the most part, we are, which is rare. We
yeah, I
usually have
know.
like we usually have our like disagreeing stances, but right now we're like
Yeah,
currently thinking the same.
yeah, we're definitely on the vibe here. Now, as far as the season goes, what are you? I want you to start me off on what you think your predictions are for the season.
I think I could see another McLaren constructors and Ferrari in second place. Third, I think is going to be Red Bull still, just until we see how the boys are with the car. Like obviously Max is going to do fine, but
Mm-hmm.
Liam, like we saw how last year Checo wasn't able to really get in the points. So Red Bull
Mm-hmm.
really only had one driver. This year, are they going to have two drivers or are they really only going to have one?
I think they'll have to. I think Liam
Um,
is coming in ready.
I think there's going to be a lot more Lando wins. I don't know if I'd say Lando dominance, but I do think a lot more Lando wins. And that's not just me being biased. I think more Oscar wins. I think we'll still see a lot from Max and Charles and Lewis, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I I want to say at least some point this year there's going to be a rookie on the podium, but I don't
Hmm.
know if I would say a rookie win.
Ollie on the podium.
Yeah, I could see Kimmy on the podium.
I could see Kimmy
Haas has
too.
been doing a lot better too
Yeah, I
this
could see
last half
Ollie
of the
and Kimmy
season.
up there. Um, yeah, I definitely would say that we're not in Lando dominance territory. Max is still very dominant.
Hmm.
Once you get him on a roll, it's really hard to stop him. I would say, yeah, I probably would see a little bit more Lando wins sprinkle, maybe one or two more wins. I wouldn't say like a whole bunch more from last year, but I would honestly say the biggest change for me would be seeing what Oscar wins. Oscar's not. Oscar doesn't have this. He's starting the season off being able. They're
Yeah.
my words. They're being able to race each other now.
Yeah, there's no papaya
Oscar
rules.
doesn't
It's
have
like
to hold back, and he's
fresh
ready.
slate.
Yeah, so I can see that. I feel like this is me being delulu or hopeful or whatever you want to call it. I want to put up 3 or 4 Lewis wins this year.
I could see it.
Yeah, I just need to see
Mhm.
him in the car this weekend, and then I'll be able to tell you if I still feel that
Yeah.
way. But I can see it. He's happy and he's confident, so that's kind of scary combination if you're another driver.
Happy and confident in a good car is like literally
Just give him
it's
open,
the
clean
package to
air.
have and to want.
Yeah, no, for real. He's gonna take off. I see Pierre Gasly winning a race this year.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I could see
Yeah.
him maybe on the podium again. Which
I see him
last year
winning.
when Alpine had a double podium, that was just
Yeah.
a whole incident of its own. Like
That
that
was
was just like
crazy.
their dream scenario. But I don't know. I don't know if I could see that again, but I do see him doing well throughout the season though.
He's coming. I feel like he's a sleeper. Everyone's sleeping on him right now. Don't count him out.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, 24 races again. Last year, what we
Yeah.
had like 7 different winners. I
Yep.
think we could have another case of that this year.
I think so too. Because it's not going to be a like Red Bull dominant. It'll still be more Max favor dominant, but it won't be Red Bull dominant.
Yeah.
And I think that there's going to be a lot of chances for everybody to come through.
I think the Red Bull dominance is no
It's
more.
done. It's starting to become McLaren if they can dominate the season again, but I really want to say that Ferrari is coming for that.
No, I agree. Pete Ferrari.
Yes,
Because I
they are
would not,
coming.
obviously, I love McLaren, but I would not say that McLaren has it in the bag because Ferrari
Yeah.
is right there. And last season, they were always right there behind McLaren.
Hmm.
So you
Yeah.
just gotta give it a fair
And
shot.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want to
I
jinx anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't even know what you're gonna say.
It's okay. It was about Ferrari. We're just not. We're gonna keep good vibes. Full moon's
Okay.
out. We're gonna keep good vibes going. So what do you think about the new rules that have been
The new rules.
introduced?
Number one, fastest lap point has been scrapped. So
Yeah,
fastest lap no longer gets that extra point. Um, I mean, I liked having that extra point because for some like midfield teams that could have been make or break.
right.
Maybe for some drivers make or break, but I think at the end of the day it's not like a huge thing to let go of.
Right. I agree. It's not gonna make or break me that it's
Yeah.
gone. I just wonder, like what are they gonna do it without? It's okay. It's okay. My brain's just thinking of like, what are they gonna do now?
Yeah. I mean, now they don't have to worry about like, oh, let's pit one less time to put on fresh tires and still that fastest lap. Like no one has to risk getting the fastest lap point and like maybe
Hmm.
putting their position at risk because it doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, they're still gonna do that. I feel like they're still gonna do that. Try to still get that, even though there's no point.
Hmm.
But use it
Literally
as
no
like
point.
u- use it as a strategy. The rookies, they're getting a
Hmm.
lot more time behind the wheel now.
Yeah.
Um,
Required more time.
yes, more required time. Which I like because when you do stick a rookie behind the wheel, like if an incident occurs and they are stepping into that role, like Ollie had to, like he had a phenomenal drive. But most of them, like when you saw Kimmy last year behind the wheel for that one time, that FP1 session,
Hmm.
um, and he was just like shocked by the speed and the force of that car and ended up crashing it. Like, I really do think that this is going to be very good for them in terms of their development.
Yeah. I mean, jumping from like F2 to like F1 is a big adjustment. Like,
Yeah.
you're so much faster, the cars are different. Like, there's a lot that like you're not taking into account that maybe you think like, oh, I'll be fine. No, like you have a lot to learn.
Yeah. You're like
And like
strapped to a dragon now.
yeah, and like 1 or 2 sessions is just not enough, but I think what now it's required that they run four.
Four.
So
Yeah.
four gives them more experience and like more of an idea of everything.
I agree. And more with the team structure too,
Hmm.
which I think is really important, getting that culture down. Clearly, you see it when people jump teams. Like, I mean, Mercedes to like what Ferrari, huge culture shift, it's a little bit jarring. And then to be able to talk to your team about the car correctly and use the terms that you need to do to be exactly precise of what you need out of the car, I think is a good thing too.
Yeah.
And
Um,
talk about taking hot girl walks. What about hot boy drives? Okay. We're cooling them down this year,
I
finally.
knew you were going to talk about that.
I
You were so excited for this last year when you saw
was
Charles
so
testing it out.
excited.
So I'm going to let
Yes.
you talk about this.
I was so pumped, okay. Because I was just like, you guys are just like cooking their insides. And yeah, they're used to the stress test. And then when they go through their preseason testing and do the stress test, of how well they can do in heat and humidity, keeping up hard core amounts of cardio the entire time. Sure, that's great and all, but then you still put them in situations like Singapore where everyone's like overheating and having heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
Hmm.
And then, of course, when your car malfunctions like it did with Mercedes all year last year and was cooking Lewis and cooking George on the seat alone, like you're really putting them in a dangerous situation. So I was really, really, really excited to see Charles testing out the new cooling shirt. And I think I
Yeah.
also saw them uh, bringing that to IndyCar as well. The same type of design, which I liked the little wavy things, and then to pump that cooling in. But this is also car features, not just the shirts and everything. The car is going to have cooling systems now, which I think is amazing. And then now you start to see kind of like how the heat really affects the vehicle itself, and maybe performance quality we'll be looking at in the like next few seasons as we see how well these systems really work, how much that improves, and how much it might actually level out the field with some of these
Yeah.
midfield teams.
I think the cooling system is a game changer, but I am wondering already like have they figured out enough that like they know it's not going to malfunction during a race like the drink button? Because how many times did Charles or George go through a race and their drink button wasn't working and they had no water an entire race?
That will not come down to the cooling. That's just going to come down to Charles not having a bad luck button this time. The poor man, like, literally always that thing is broken. But I think that because it's been broken so often, they're probably looked into it
Yeah.
and fixed it, hopefully. But that was my little nerd take. Yeah, I'm done nerding out.
No, I know. You were so
I'm really
excited for the
excited.
boys to have that.
I was. But there's another, I think, change, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers now so that I could remember. But the weight of the car has increased from 790 kg to 800 kg and 805 kg for hot races.
I wonder if that, I'm wondering if that is going to give the drivers like a few extra kilos to gain that they can now gain, or if they're going to try to still
Drink
keep
up more.
themselves, yeah, like, or they're going to try to keep themselves at the same level so that there's still that weight
Yeah.
disparity and stay fast. I don't know. That's
But they
interesting
can't
though.
be too low. Yeah.
No, but if they stayed at their same level and just didn't accommodate for that extra
Hmm.
by like allowing themselves to gain that extra what 10 difference kg, um
Could play in their favor.
yeah, that they stay pretty fast. Because isn't that changing next year too? Because the new cars in 2026 are going to be
Lighter?
smaller.
Yeah, yeah. Lighter,
Yeah. So
smaller,
then,
something like that.
yeah, which is still bothering me. But I mean, that's interesting though. Heavier cars.
But
Hmm.
speaking of car changes too, it's
Mm-hmm.
after like the little McLaren mini DRS is like now the DRS rules have gotten even stricter.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited for
It's
that.
like every time a team finds a loophole, which kudos to them because there's already so many rules. If you can find the loophole, like go for
Yeah.
it. If it's not cheating, but you find the loophole, go for it. But now because of like McLaren finding that mini DRS loophole, they're like, oh, we got to crack down on this. So now it's like, frick, teams have to find a new loophole and see
Yeah.
what the FIA thinks of that.
And then of course, that's going to change next year with push to pass.
Yeah,
So I'm kind of excited to see what the new thing is going to be this season. Somebody's going to be out in the headlines for it.
yeah, yeah. Someone is going to find another make or break invention, and we'll see who it is and like what it is that they find.
I agree. I agree. Okay. So we talked new rules. We
There's
want to.
still one more. I'm waiting to see if you remember it.
Oh, you're testing my memory today. Okay, let's see. It's something about the car. It's
About the
something about
grid.
the car. Is it about the testing?
No, it's about like grid. Let's see how I want to word it. Like qualification.
Are you talking about the grid penalties?
Mm-mm.
Because I knew that just came out too.
It's also weather related.
What? I missed it? Stop!
I don't know. It's okay. I'll just go ahead and tell you. So,
I missed
because of what happened in Brazil last year, where it was like sprint weekend and the rain was like horrible and qualifying couldn't be run because of like all the rain, they
it.
have now decided that the grid will be decided by the drivers' championship order.
I missed that.
Yeah,
I
that
never
one,
miss a
that one just
news
kind of
break.
popped up. Yeah,
Dang, that's a big one though. And I kind of like that. It's fair.
same. I think that's
It's fair.
fair
It's fair.
because some people were saying like, what if we did reverse grid? And
Yeah,
I'm like,
reverse grid
that would
sucks.
be chaotic.
Reverse grid sucks. I hate reverse grid. Like, please don't do that. Dang, you got me on one. Oh,
No, I was trying to give you hints. I'm like, I know that you know it, but
I'm also
we have
so sleep
already had
deprived.
so much information go through our heads. I'm like, okay, maybe it slipped your mind.
I am so sleep deprived on top of that. So it really just, and it's only going to get worse during this weekend because of the
Yeah,
Grand Prix.
when you're
So
waking up
tonight I'm
super
going to
early.
be 8:30 FP1. So I'll probably literally be watching it in the shower. No lie, because
Ah,
I'm not going to miss it and I don't want to be behind.
multitasking.
Multitasking queen. And then I'll be up again, or I'll probably just stay up and start at midnight for FP2 because that's when it
Hmm.
is on for me. And then just cry myself to sleep after that
Oh my
because I'll
word!
be so
Don't
tired.
cry.
I'll be so tired. But it is so worth it. So you guys have been with us for a whole season now, which is wild to me. Thank you. Awesome. We want to talk a little bit about our hopes for our podcast for this year and for the
Yeah,
future. What's your biggest bullet point? What's your biggest hope or dream for our podcast this year, bud?
probably exactly what you're gonna say. And it's just to continue growing, building a community, doing what we love, which is talking about motorsports, bridging the gap for women in motorsports,
Mm-hmm.
and securing more race invites. I think that's like at the top of my list is being invited to more races because
Yeah,
now that we've already been invited to one and been to it, and then we have Miami coming up that we were invited to and we're about to go to, like I am just extremely grateful and blessed and excited about all of it. And I hope that there's more to come.
I agree. I think my biggest hopes and dreams for this podcast this year, definitely to talk and reach out to more of you guys out there. Um, Keep forming cool relationships with you guys, supporting each other and everybody's projects that are coming out. I want to keep creating a space for women of color in motorsports because I think that is
Mm-hmm.
so important. And we are here, we are seen, and we are valued. And then yeah, definitely some more racing bikes because I mean there's no place else really for me that I feel so just at home, and the love of hearing the cars going all day long and just being around it is something that you can't really replace.
Yeah.
Um, it's unlike anything else out there. So, yeah, I really just want to keep growing, and I just want to learn more about myself and what we can really, like, what we can accomplish, you know?
Yeah. No, I think this has been so good at, I know at least for me is like pushing me out of my comfort zone. I already feel like, and I told a friend this too. I was like, I already feel like St. Pete made me more confident. It like pushed me out of like this little anxiety bubble that I had over myself and like forced me to like talk to people and like interview people and like
Right.
network and connect with others. And if I see someone that I talk to on social media is like going up to them and being like, hi, like I'm Wendy, like we've been friends on social media. um yeah, is just like putting myself out there more. And I think that's a big thing is like because over social media, like we are all like using our voice, but once you're in person, it's like,
Right.
oh, I'm feeling kind of shy, kind of timid. But
Hmm.
you just gotta get through that. And I'm the biggest advocate of stepping out of your comfort zone because your comfort zone will keep you in the same place forever. You won't see any changes.
Never.
You got to get out of it.
Gotta
Even though it's
push.
hard and it sucks and it's
Yeah,
scary, you got to do it.
it is very scary, but I'm adding to our list, and this is for both of us. Okay. No more imposter syndrome this year. No more
Oh my
imposter
gosh,
syndrome.
yes.
We learned our lesson in St. Pete. We were there for a reason. No more thinking that we don't belong.
Yeah. Like to all the girlies out there, if you're getting invited to a race and then for us, like the first media day, our imposter syndrome hit, and there were a couple times that day where we
Yeah.
lost chances to interview people because we were like, wait, like, what are we doing here? Like, there's so many like bigger content creators here, and there's like news and like journalists here. Like, why are
Hmm.
like we here? Like, our platforms are not even like that big. Like, grateful
Right.
for what we have grown so far, but like, we're so tiny compared to everyone else. But if you've been invited, it's because someone saw potential and value in having you there. So use that all to your maximum potential.
100%. Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself.
And overall, I'm just excited to cover Indy now too.
Same. Same. I can't wait to go back and give our Arrow fam a big hug.
Yeah.
And our
And
Andretti
Andretti. And
fam.
our
Our
Andretti fam.
Andretti
Both of
fam.
them.
So, for us this year, things to look out for: Miami, Lando Landing. We have some cool stuff coming out, some posts to hype it up, just talk about it. We have a broadcast channel on my Instagram about Land Landing so you guys can stay up to date on everything that we're
Should
doing for
join.
it. So yeah, join, keep up to date, find your girlies, find your squad. We're out here to connect people. We have a few mini series coming out on our podcast Instagram account and our TikTok. So I just kicked off one called Pit Lanes to Playlist. So this is where I create musical playlists in Spotify and I put them to the race weekends
Mm-hmm.
vibes. I put them to teams. So, like a team garage playlist for the different teams, just anything you can think of. I just kind of like using my musical background for that.
Still going to continue our content creator interviews,
That
like highlighting girly pops in the motorsports world who are creating awesome content and deserve to be in the spotlight for it.
agreed. Driver interviews, we'll be doing those too, and hopefully going to more races and just hanging around cars,
Yeah.
chilling out.
Yeah. But yeah. And like you said, like obviously we're on TikTok, Instagram threads, we're on YouTube, Spotify,
Hmm.
Apple Music. So whatever is like your platform that you're loyal to, we're probably on it.
Yeah,
Listen, subscribe there. If you guys ever have questions from us or want to see any type of content from us, just like shoot us a DM, comment down below,
that's right.
let us know.
We like to yap and chat back. Oh, and I forgot in Miami, on top of Lando Landing, I'm releasing a song for Miami too. And I don't know why I keep forgetting that I'm
Oh my
doing that.
gosh, you're
I literally
single.
forget that I'm doing that all the
Freaking
time.
out.
Yeah, well, Better Now is coming out for Miami, and that was just kind of like a celebration thing too with our 1 year anniversary as
Mm-hmm.
well. So catch that when it comes out.
Caught it.
Ooh, look at that. Well, you guys, we'll see you very soon because we will be breaking down the Australian Grand Prix. And then shortly after, we'll be breaking down Thermal Club for Indy. So
Hmm.
we're going to have some fun. You'll be seeing us a lot this year.
Yeah, a lot more, and we're gonna be consistent with like pumping out the episodes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we have a lot of cool interviews to get out to you. So we're excited. And thank
Yeah,
y'all. This is going to be a great season, too.
I know. Yeah, I cannot wait for everything. But speaking of the interviews, like our interview with Dennis Hauger just came out, and then we have our
Yes.
interview with Marcus Ericsson about to come out. So be on the lookout for those. Listen to those. Support those two boys in IndyCar this year.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows
Hashtag
who we'll interview
Andretti.
in the future?
All right, guys. Well, I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And yay, season two. We're here. We
We
did
made it. We're
it.
here. It's finally race weekend.
It's race weekend. All is right in the world.
Yeah, we all made it through winter break.
Oh, God, that was rough. As always, it's me, Bree, and Lindy, and we
And
are the One
Lindy.
Stop. See y'all next time.
Adios.